Good afternoon. My name is Alex, and today I'm here to talk about your child's diagnosis of childhood apraxia speech, or CAS. So first off, I want to start with saying that as a parent, I know you want to believe that it was somehow your fault, or if you would have done something different, this wouldn't have happened. But honestly, I can say that it's not your fault. CAS, there's not one definite cause. It could be something like a traumatic brain injury could cause CAS, or in a lot of cases, it's genetic. More than 80% of children with CAS have at least one family member with present speech disorder. So you're probably wondering what exactly is CAS. So to put it in a professional term, it is a neurological childhood speech sound disorder in which the precision and consistency of movements and underlying speech are impaired due to the absence of neuromuscular deficits. So you're probably thinking, what does that mean? I thought the same thing when I first read it. Totally went over my head. So to put in more like relative terms and under more easy terms, I should say, it is a speech disorder in which a child's brain has difficulty coordinating their complex oral movements needed to create into symbols into sounds into words, into phrases, etc. A lot of people think that it's actually the weakness of the muscles, and it's actually not. It is a speech disorder. So you're probably wondering, how can I diagnose this, and how did I diagnose your child with CAS? So let me go into more details about that. So with any speech sound disorder, you have to start with a thorough comprehensive assessment. And first thing is, of course, your case history that I took of your child and all their underlying background information. The next thing I did was an oral mech exam. And then next was a speech sound assessment, which I did with a GFTA, the Goldman-Frisco test for articulation, and then a language assessment. And that's mainly what you do with a speech sound disorder, but for me to diagnose it as specifically, to help me diagnose it as specifically CAS, I had to perform a comprehensive oral mech exam, which includes a motor speech assessment. And this is critical so that I can differentiate CAS from other speech sound disorders. Some examples of like how I did that, or how I completed that motor speech assessment, is articulate postures, which is like smile, make the kissy, bubble face, simple speaking tasks that require like posture verses. And then, of course, speech reduction at a single syllable, bisyllable, multi-syllable phrase level. Next was a dynamic assessment, which I also performed, since it's very helpful in differentiating diagnosis of CAS as well. Now with that, how I explained how I got to this CAS, I would like to start intense therapy with your child and talk about treatment and approach options that I will take in therapy. So treatment intervention approaches that focus directly on improving speech production. One is motor planning approaches, which is very important with CAS. Also linguistic and combination approaches, which uses your both motor programming and linguistic programming. And then treatment options will be shaping and sensory cueing approaches. I will be really focusing on how the child shapes and makes sounds. If the website that I would suggest, if you have more questions about CAS, I would suggest ASHA. They have many free, several resources available to anyone in the public. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will do my best to make you and your child as comfortable as possible. Thanks.